Hey guys, Dr. Daniel Sugai, board certified dermatologist. Today's video is a very popular topic, how to layer your serums. We are putting so much money into skincare because prices are going up, but we wanna make sure we're putting our skincare to work, right? Efficient skincare. We don't wanna have too many products, we wanna have some fun with a variety of different active ingredients, but we want them to work well and efficiently so that our hard-earned money can go the furthest distance for skincare, because it's always a marathon approach and not a sprint. So this video is about how to layer your vitamin C serum with your hyaluronic acid. Can you layer your retinol with other serums like niacinamide, azelaic acid? Are those things okay? So we'll talk about that in this video. Let's approach this in a routine fashion. So whenever you buy skincare, always have a skincare goal in mind. So don't just buy a bunch of stuff you saw on your TikTok feed or on Instagram, YouTube. Have a few goals in mind. So for me, I'm always concerned about hyperpigmentation and fine lines and wrinkles. Of course, it is a blessing, a privilege to age, but let's try and age how we want to. We don't want to accelerate skin aging with eating badly, with high glycemic index diets, smoking, drinking lots of alcohol, lack of sleep. Those things will really accelerate aging, as well as sunlight. So sunscreen all the time. So when we talk about a morning routine, your sunscreen is going to be the last part of your routine. Before that is the thinnest to thickest method. You want to go from thinnest to thickest in terms of serum. So after you cleanse your face, you're going to put on serums based on how thin they are, or essences or toners. So typically you would do like a toner essence after a cleanser. I don't like to complicate things. It's not a K-beauty video here where we have a 12-step routine, okay? So let's talk about serums. There's vitamin C serums, there's hyaluronic acid serums, and recently the popularity of azelaic acid and niacinamide have gone through the roof. Especially niacinamide, and I've been seeing a lot of the aftermath from that in a negative way. In clinic, I see a lot of young patients who come in with a swollen red face, and that's called a contact dermatitis from either they're allergic to an ingredient or they're irritated from the ingredient itself. So there's irritant contact dermatitis and allergic contact dermatitis, and I'm seeing both. The first on my list would be, are you using a niacinamide serum? So usually I say, don't do it. We'll talk about that though. Can you combine niacinamide with your vitamin C serum? Yes. Can you layer your niacinamide with a retinol? Yes. So for example, for niacinamide, even though I don't usually recommend it, if you were to use it, you could use your niacinamide serum first and then your retinol serum or retinol cream over it. That's the way I would layer it if you wanted to combine the two. Niacinamide people use for regulating sebum, decongesting their pores, and also brightening the skin. Studies have shown all you need is less than 5% of niacinamide mixed in with your skincare. So I prefer it in, say, my moisturizers like CeraVe PM lotion, the Roche-Posay Toleriane Double Repair moisturizer, either the non-SPF or the SPF version, they have niacinamide. I like it in my cleansers, like the Roche-Posay Toleriane Purifying Foaming Cleanser has niacinamide. I like it mixed in with my retinol, say CeraVe Resurfacing Retinol. That retinol serum is great, and it has licorice root extract as well as niacinamide to help brighten the skin. But I don't believe in having a niacinamide serum, so I'm not gonna talk about that too much, but yes, you technically can combine them with your retinol or with vitamin C, but I just think you're increasing a risk of irritation. What works really nicely though is vitamin C and hyaluronic acid. And the big question online I get is that people are asking, which goes first, vitamin C or hyaluronic acid serums? I don't think it makes a big difference, but because vitamin C is such a labile ingredient, especially ascorbic acid, there are different forms of vitamin C serums. Either have the active ascorbic acid or the ascorbic acid derivative, say Rock, Revive and Glow vitamin C serum. We'll have an ethylated vitamin C. Cetaphil has just come up with a vitamin C serum that's very nice, and that's a derivative as well. Versus if you go with Vichy, CeraVe, they have the active ascorbic acid, but it's very labile, and you want that to touch your skin first to help reduce dark spots, fight free radical damage. So I would say after cleansing, apply vitamin C first before going on to hyaluronic acid. If you end up switching the two, that's fine. Hyaluronic acid is a pretty neutral ingredient, and so if you applied that first, I'd say your vitamin C is still being put to work. Typically, I'd say now, after looking more into it, I'd say hyaluronic acid you would put over your vitamin C serum. You can consider Vichy, Roche-Posay Hyalu B5. There are many different hyaluronic acid serums out there. And then after that, you would finish up with a moisturizer or a moisturizer with SPF. For example, you know, the Toleriane Double Repair UV by La Roche-Posay or the CeraVe SPF 50 AM facial moisturizing lotion are great ways to end your routine. Now at night is where I would reserve retinol. I wouldn't apply a retinol during the day because it's very labile and sensitive to sunlight and even artificial light. Tretinoin, say the retinoid I prescribe, tretinoin, has been shown to be deactivated by sunlight and artificial light. So we always say apply that at bedtime. I say just for all retinoids in general, apply it at bedtime. So you would cleanse your face. You can apply hyaluronic acid if you want. Yes, you can apply your vitamin C serum with your retinol. They don't cancel each other out, but you can increase your risk of an irritant contact dermatitis by having ascorbic acid or its derivative mixed with a retinol. I know advanced users, people who know that they don't have sensitive skin. If you don't have rosacea, I know people who can layer vitamin C with the retinol just fine. If you have sensitive skin, be very careful. And I would just have your vitamin C serum during the day and let it do its work, fighting pollution, fighting the sunlight effects, the oxidative stress we get from outdoors during the day, and let your retinol do the magic. Retinol is a vitamin A derivative topical medicine that we can prescribe, or you can buy over the counter as retinol, retinal, NAL, or retinil, NYL. Retinol, NOL, is a very common form of it that you can buy very readily. We've talked about, Olay, Retinol 24, CeraVe, Naturium. Number 7 has made a nice retinol. They either have the 0.3% or the 1% retinol. Neutrogena's come out with serums, oils, and creams. I know when they first came out with the retinol oil, they had said you can layer your retinol oil by Neutrogena with their regenerating cream. Now the retinol oil has disclosed 0.3% strength, and their serums have 0.5% in strength. They also disclose the strength of their retinol if you buy the Pro Plus. Now, I would not layer those. I would not layer an oil, the serum with the cream, okay? I would just stick to one. Another question I get is that I have acne and I want to use adapalene. Adapalene is an over-the-counter medication. It's the best over-the-counter acne treatment you can get in the United States. It's adapalene 0.1%. It used to be prescription, but now it's over-the-counter. I believe that works better on acne than retinol, even though they're both vitamin A derivatives. This newer synthetic adapalene actually works better on the receptors that control acne, inflammation, and the sebum, or the pore lining, and it keeps the pores clean more effectively than retinol. But people ask, can I layer the two? Can I put on, say, a retinol serum and then adapalene, say in the form of Differin? La Roche-Posay makes an adapalene gel as well, but I would not layer these two. I would keep them separate. Just the same as I would not layer a retinol serum with a retinol cream or a retinol oil and a retinol cream, especially when you have these disclosed percentages of retinol. I say retinol 0.25% and up is where you're shooting for, and then you can go up to retinol 1%. Number 7, they make a 1%. Don't mix them, okay? You can have adapalene and retinol, but I would alternate them by the day, okay? Use one night adapalene, pea-sized amount to the entire face, and then the next day you can do your retinol. Say it's Olay Regenerist, the max. You can use a pea-sized amount of this to your entire face the next day. But don't double up and do it either twice a day of the same product or layer the two, okay? You're just gonna run into trouble and cause a bad contact dermatitis. Also, don't apply your retinol to damp skin because it does increase absorption. Have it dry, or if you have, say, hyaluronic acid on, is slightly damp, it should be fine. You're not gonna run into trouble. Just let your hyaluronic acid set a bit and then go ahead and go to the next step, okay? You can apply niacinamide before your retinol, and azelaic acid is another thing people have asked about. For example, Naturium has come out, The Ordinary, the Inky List have come out with azelaic acid serums, and I've talked about Cause de Baja, that's a K-beauty brand with azelaic acid, up to 10%. 15% and up, I prescribe in clinic, but 10% is the max you find over the counter. And can you layer that with retinol? Yes, you can. You can apply, say, a serum or an emulsion of azelaic acid first, and then your retinol over it. That's totally fine. If you do have sensitive skin, be very careful with that, because the more actives you put on your skin, you can get an irritant contact dermatitis. And I don't want to see you in clinic with a swollen red face, okay guys? So if you're a teenager or a young adult watching this and you're looking at all these skincare ingredients here and products, you don't need any of these serums actually, okay? Teenagers, you don't need hyaluronic acid, you don't need vitamin C serums, you don't need niacinamide, and you don't need azelaic acid. You may need a retinoid like adapalene or tretinoin or tazarotene if your dermatologist prescribes or recommends it for acne for you. Personalized advice to you. But if you are just looking out for, fine lines and wrinkles, and you have, getting these really strong mirrors with that zoom in and magnify your face, and you look at every pore, don't do that. Pump the brakes and don't go for any serums. You don't need that, okay guys? So I say for vitamin C, mid to late 20s, good time to start. Your retinol, mid 20s and up, good time to start. If you're not pregnant, you can use a retinoid. And then for the other serums, that's more fine tuning. Azelaic acid by itself will not brighten your skin, not nearly as well as a retinoid and vitamin C. Niacinamide, sure as heck won't do that either. I know it won't. I don't think by itself it does much besides irritate your skin. I think it has to be combined with your skincare. So I hope this video is helpful. Please share with your friends who are into skincare. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys for the next video. Thanks guys. Peace.